Hey everybody, it's been a while. Had some computer issues. I had to get a new PC, and then I had issues with trying to get things up and running. Found out that it was the OneDrive feature that was preventing anything from working. But I'm gonna do an unboxing here. This is new model for the collection. To add to my Australian Falcon collection. This is a new brand, a company I've never dealt with their cars before, so this will be a first time for me seeing it and seeing what kind of quality there is, and hopefully what you'll be seeing as well. It's a company called Authentic Collectibles, and why I bought this was when I started collecting Australian Ford Falcon models back 25 years ago in 2000. Bionte was the first company that was producing them, and then Classic Collectibles came along behind them, and then you had DDA. They were doing models as well, and I've collected all of those. And through that, the range for the Falcons was XA 72 to 73, XB 73 to 76, XC 76 to 78, and those came in 4-door sedan, 2-door coupe, what they call a Ute, we would call it a Ranchero or an El Camino here, and a panel van, which is basically the Ute with a closed off roof, step roof in it. They called it a panel van. As a friend of mine's wife so eloquently called it when he bought the real thing and brought it home, what the hell did you buy a yellow hearse for? Because it does kind of look like a hearse. But anyway, this is the last variation of that series of Falcons, which was the Landau Luxury Coupe. These were produced between 1973 and 1976. It was basically a hodgepodge. They took the LTD, the Australian LTD front end, made it to the Falcon chassis, modified some bits on the body. They closed off the rear quarter panel, or rear quarter windows rather, and shortened them up as to what they were on the Falcon. And they put the LTD taillight panel in, which would almost remind you of our 70 to 71 Torino GT, the full length taillight bar. So anyway, here is what we got. And get this out of the packaging. Let's see what we have. Now this is a sealed model. It's a resin body, not die cast. These are being made in small quantities. They just released 2 new ones for pre-sale. They'll be coming out, one hopefully this year and another one again maybe next year. I also have those on pre-sale, so as soon as they get here I will open them and show them off. So here's the certificate of authenticity, and this is number 193 of 786 produced worldwide. That's it. Now, as far as the actual Landaus, that's almost as many as the real cars were built in 3 years' time through all different color variations. There was only 1,385 Landaus ever built, which is extremely small production. From what I understand, these cars were pretty expensive for their time, and Australia really wasn't known for a 2-door car market as much as they were their 4-door car market. Limited resources, their cars had to be a be-all, end-all, so they had to do everything. So many of the people with families optioned to have a 4-door car, which was easier to get kids in and out of, And if you're lucky enough to be able to get a two-door, or have maybe two cars where you have a sedan and a two-door coupe, and that's what they did. So let's get this box open without tearing it up too much. They did some really nice box art, and this car is in what they call cosmic blue. You can see here 1/18 scale, sealed body. So the hood, the trunk, the doors don't open. I don't believe the doors open anyway. We'll find out. I know that the hood and the trunk won't. Pretty damn sure that they don't. All right. Here. Here. Authentic collectibles. This is probably, it gives you some quick tips about your model. It says to avoid displaying models under constant direct light to lessen the risk of paint and decoration damage. Lightly dust with a dusting cloth. Be careful handling them. They are fragile. So there you go. Let's break this baby out. I just broke the hood ornament off. Well, that was great. Shit. Okay. Yep. All right. So I'll have to glue that back on. I barely touched it, so that you're gonna have to be very, very careful, guys. I was not even looking to see that I'm not used to cars with hood ornaments. For one, I better get a screwdriver. I'll be right back. All right. Back here. Yeah, I barely touched that hood ornament. So if anybody gets a model that has a hood ornament, don't even breathe on it. I thought maybe it was one of the ones that would just lay over, but nope, broke it right off. Screws in these things. And there is the hood ornament. I mean, that thing is absolutely tiny. So yeah, you're going to be very, very gentle with that. Well, let's see what we have here. And this, like I said, this was our luxury coupe model. This car has 4 bucket seats, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. No bench seat in the back. It's got buckets. So this is a 4-seater car. Again, which would kind of limit its appeal to families that have more than 4 people in them. But it's got a white vinyl top. This car has a tannish colored interior, as is with all Aussie Falcons, is right-hand drive. And this was basically an XB Falcon from here back. The front, like I said, the front clip here. This would have been the whole front sheet metal off of four-door Aussie LTD, and then across the back, that was the taillights that they used in the Aussie LTD. Like I said, similar to the Torino, which went full width. Now, on the Falcons, this part of the panel here would have had a recess in it. Would have had a honeycomb panel in there. They must have filled those in. And the bumper looks like it may actually be off of a sedan, because it doesn't have the kick up on the coupes. There's a little kick up in the bumper where it raises up, and there's this panel here where the taillights would end about here, and in between there it has like simulated louvers. This obviously it does not have that in there. I can get one of the Falcons and go side by side with it. Now, this also has horizontal badges, side markers. Well, only the late XBs had them running horizontal. The XA and the early XBs, they were vertical, but they were two-toned like that. They were red with the amber. And they had the front end treatment on this looks very much like a Cougar or a US LTD at the time. Had the vacuum operated headlights. It's got a decently detailed chassis, not overly done, not underly done either. Single exhaust on a V8. These were all 351 Cleveland powered. These were fully option cars. You basically got a car that had power windows, power locks, air conditioning. I believe they had power seats even. Some of them would come with you could get them with a wind back sunroof. But for the most part, if there was an option available at the time, it was on these cars. I'm going to go grab one of the XB cars so it shows a comparison. Okay, so here you can see the difference between the XB Falcon, which the Landau would have been based off of, and the Landau. And you can see here the quarter window differences. And what they did was they welded a steel panel to close off this section, and then they put the vinyl top over it to hide it. And then as you can see the rear end treatment, you see where the kick up is, where the bumper, and there's the louvered panel that the Landau does not have. But they were based off the same body. Now scaling, it's funny. The length looks the same, but one sits a lot higher. The Falcon looks like it's sitting a lot higher. Now this is a Bianchi. This is probably one of the first Bianchis that came out. I think the first one that might have come out was the XC Falcon. It was either option 96 or option 97. But this was the first XB. It was produced in an 18 scale coupe. And the sedans actually came afterwards, but the coupes came first. And, most people are going to recognize that body style as the Mad Max Interceptor Pursuit Special. Because the actual car was based off of a 73 XB. But that's the differences between the two. But now I have a representation of every form of the Australian Ford Falcon coupes produced from 72 to 78. Excuse me. And I think that's going to finish up this video. Yeah, Landau by Ford. Landau script up on the door. Very, very cool model. Very unfortunate about the hood ornament. Hopefully I can get that back on without screwing anything up. There's the antenna. It was an electric antenna as well. The racing style pop-off fuel cap. Actually, that looks like a screw-on cap. That's not a pop-off cap. So it didn't get the pop-off cap. It had the chrome screw-on cap. But it's got the Ford, I don't know if it can be seen or not, but it's got the T-bar automatic shifter. Very cool. Very happy with that. I can't wait to get the other two. One will be in gold, I believe, and the other one's going to be wild violet purple. Like I said, only 1,385 road-going cars were ever built. I don't know what the mixture was of colors. I don't know if anybody does. There might be some record of it somewhere, but as far as I know, I don't believe it actually breaks it down by however many were made. I know they have similar to the Marty reports. They have something similar in Australia. I don't know if that also carried over to the Landaus, where you could find out how many of a certain thing option-wise. I mean, like I said, these cars are fully optioned, so the really only options you were going to either get was a sunroof and whatever color you picked. I don't know, and you may or may not be able to order these with a manual. They may have all been automatic as far as I know. I don't know that for a fact. But in any case, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like. Any comments, questions, anything, feel free to throw them in the messages. I'll try and get back to you as fast as I can. All right. Have a good one, guys. Keep collecting.